The meaning in the time of the Buddha, the calendar was different names. It was not January, February, March. Okay, this is Gregorian calendar. The Buddha time, one is the different name, and the second is also they use the moon. Same like yeah, they didn't use the sun for the calendar, but they use the moon for the calendar. So today is a full moon, okay? And today, according to the Buddhist calendar, it's the 8th month. The 8th month, which called Asāḷaha. This is the name of the month, Asāḷaha. And today, because it's a full moon day, it's like offering day or a ceremony day. So that's why they use Puja. Okay, what we have done just now, all this ceremony, it's called Puja. So we call it Asāḷaha-Pūjā. What is important or special in this day? This is the day when the Buddha was giving the first teaching to the 5 monks. The first 5 monks. And today, one of them, the eldest from them, he became the first monk. So today he became the first monkhood. So what does mean that before this, 2 months before, the Buddha get enlightened. So the Buddha became, from Siddhartha Gautama, the prince, he became Buddha. And then it was the teaching, the Dharma, but it was not yet Sangha, it was not yet community. And today, the first monk come, his name was Kundanya, okay? So he became Sotapan, and he became the first monk, but the Buddha teach 5 monks. To explain all these things, I want to go back to the beginning of the life of the Buddha, okay? So to show you more picture. When in the time of the birth of the Buddha, they used to, the fathers, the rich people, because the Buddha himself, he was a prince. He born in the palace. And his father invite, when the Buddha was just baby, the father of the Buddha invite 8 ascetics, 8 yogi, 8 rishi, we call it like monks practicing in the jungles. So the Buddha invite 8 monks like this with special powers to recognize what will be the future of this baby. So all of them look at the symbols of the body, the figure of the body of the baby, and they raise up 2 fingers. And the father asked, what is 2 fingers? So he said, 1 finger, it means that if your child will stay in the palace, he will be great king. It's called king turning the wheels. He can control all around the world, but with justice. He don't need to fight with anything. He will know how to find treasures, money. He will keep the precept to the people, everything. If he will stay in the palace. But if he will leave the home and he will be monk, he will be Buddha. He will find the enlightened. Okay? His name was Siddhartha Gautama. He just was baby. From these 8 ascetic that look and raise up 2 fingers, the youngest, his name was Kundanya. He was, I assume, about 20 years. He was the most young of all of them. And he's the only one which raised up only 1 finger. But why? Because he recognized that the hair, the curly hair on the head of the baby is going to the right side. So he said, no, your son will be a Buddha. Your son will leave the palace and he's going to be Buddha. This was in the birth time of the Buddha. Now, the Buddha was living in the palace 29 years. He get married, he have a little child. And when he reached 29 years, that time he discovered that in the life there is suffering, and he decided to leave home and to be monk. So first time when he left, he was traveling altogether 6 years. But in this 6 years of traveling, till he left home, till he get enlightened, he was meeting first 2 teachers. One teacher, his name was Alara Kalama. The other teacher was Ramaputta. Okay, these 2 teachers, After they teach him the concentrations, meditation on concentration. And the Buddha very soon, he reached the conditions, what they tried to teach him. The meditation, what they tried to teach him, the Buddha reached to this level. But the Buddha was not satisfied. That time he was Bodhisattva, he was not yet Buddha. Before he get enlightened, okay? He was practicing with these two teachers. First, he practiced with Asāḷaha-Pūjā. And the Asāḷaha-Pūjā, if someone of you know about jhana, so he teach him almost the last one. Okay? And soon the Buddha get it. And the Asāḷaha-Pūjā asked the Siddhartha Gautama, the Bodhisattva, please stay and teach together with me. But the Buddha said, the Bodhisattva say, no, I'm not satisfied with this. And I'm looking for something higher. And then you go to Ramaputta. Ramaputta, actually, it's the meaning of Ramaputta. Putta, it means son. Okay? Ramaputta, it means the son of Rama. And what happened with Ramaputta? Ramaputta himself, he was the son of Rama. And when the Buddha came to him, Ramaputta said, you see, my father Rama, he reached to the highest. This is the highest from all the jhana. Okay? The top of all the jhana. But Ramaputta himself, the son, he never reached it. It means all the students don't know how to reach it. They never reach it, but they know the way. So Ramaputta, he told the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, the Bodhisattva, please, I teach you. You see if you can get it. And then the Buddha got it. In the moment that Buddha got it, Ramaputta asked him, please, we didn't achieve it. Stay and be our teacher. But then the Siddhartha Gautama said, I'm sorry, this is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something higher. And then he left these two teachers. Soon I will explain you why I'm mentioning about these teachers and all these people. Because when the Buddha left Ramaputta and Asāḷaha-Pūjā, he joined, actually he go to practice. And then the young man, Kundanya, okay, he joined to the Buddha because he knew that when he will leave home, yeah, he saw it already when the Buddha was a little child, that in the moment that he leave home, he's going to be Buddha. So that's why Kundanya, he joined to the Buddha together to practice with them. Now, it was altogether 5 friends. Kundanya was the most older. You think now the Buddha is 35 years old, okay? And then in the very beginning when the Buddha birthed, maybe the Kundanya was 20. It means now it's supposed to be something like 55. All the others, who they are, what they are. I told you that when the Buddha, just in the birth of the Buddha, 8 ascetic came. Assume that they already was now old, they died. So these 4, there was the children of 4 of the other 8 ascetic. It means Kundanya was involved in the time of the birth of the Buddha. The others was the children of the other 8. Okay? So that's why these 5 friends, they joined to the Buddha. Now they was practicing altogether 6 years. Okay? And they practice different ascetic. They stand on one leg, they raise up the hand, they starve themselves, they don't eat, they try to stop breathing, they make very extreme practicing. But instead, the Buddha was so extreme, he was so strong in his practice, so almost he died. And in certain time, after 6 years, the Buddha said, this is not the way. This is too extreme. I'm going to kill myself. I have to change. I have to find something else. And then he go to the river. He go down from the mountain, from the cave. He go down to the river. He wash himself, and one woman offer him food. Okay, Sushada. She give him the food. He eats the food. In the moment that Kundanya and the other 4 friends, they saw that Buddha is going and eating and washing himself. So he was thinking, what happened to him? He don't want to practice. I mistake totally. He's going to be the king again. He don't want to practice anymore. So we should leave him. We don't want to talk to them anymore. And then they go to Varanasi, to Saranath. to another village, which is another about 1 week walking. Okay? That time they was in Bodh Gaya. So the Buddha stay alone. Buddha stay alone, he crossed the river, and then he find enlightened. After he find enlightened, under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, 7 weeks he stay around the tree. He's sitting meditation, he's making walking meditation, he's standing, he's make different activity. And after 7 weeks, under the tree, he's thinking, who can I teach? Who should I teach? And then he think about Asāḷaha-Pūjā, the first teacher that I just told you. But when he think, where is Asāḷaha-Pūjā? Where he should be now? He used his power of the concentration, and then he realized Asāḷaha-Pūjā just passed away. So how can I teach him? Oh, he missed it. So he said, okay, so I should teach Ramaputta, the second teacher. And then the Buddha recommended, where is Ramaputta now? And then he said, oh, also Ramaputta passed away. I cannot teach him. So who should I teach? Oh, these 5 friends, I should go and try to teach them. Where they are, the 5 friends? They are in Varanasi, in Sarnath. Sarnath, it's nearby Varanasi, it's about 10 kilometers. So the Buddha is walking 1 week from Bodh Gaya to Sarnath. And then he come and see these 5 friends. But these 5 friends, they see the Buddha coming from far. They think, oh, he already want to be the king. He don't like to practice. We should not treat them, because that time they go barefoot. They don't have shoes. They go without shoes. So normally they wash the legs. They prepare something to sit. But these 5 friends, they say, we should not pay attention to him. We should not grate him. We should not wash his leg. Okay? But in the moment that he comes near by them, they cannot take it. Immediately one bring water, another prepare a seat. And then when Buddha sitting, he said to these 5 friends, I got enlightened. And then they don't believe him. They say, no possible. How come you got enlightened? And then he say, second time, I got enlightened. And then he said, they don't refuse to believe him. But on the 3rd time, the Buddha say, you see, we practice so long together, I never promised you. But now I promise you that if you will practice according to what I teach you, you also can get it. So then he joined to them, and he go with them another 2 kilometers to the deer park. When they are going there to the deer park, today in Asāḷaha-Pūjā. That's why in Asāḷaha-Pūjā, the full moon, and this is, by the way, this is the biggest moon on the year. Today it's the biggest moon. It's called, how do you call it, gross moon, or there's a name for this. Something like the biggest moon all over the year. Okay? And then he makes the first teaching. The Buddha gives them the first teaching. Now, what happened is that Kundanya was so clever that after this teaching, he became Sotapan. When he became Sotapan, only him became Sotapan. He's the only one for them. And then he asked the ordination. So like I said before, it was only Buddha and Dharma. And now another monk joined to the Buddha. It became first time Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Now what it was, it's called turning the wheels of Dharma. What happened, what the Buddha explained to the 5 monks, that he was, when he just born in the kingdom, he was living luxury. He had beautiful, good food, great friends, games, everything that he wanted. But for them to get free from suffering. So it means that if we go into the joyful of the sense doors, which I think still today there is some monks or people in India, they believe. In the time of the Buddha, it was people believe that if you follow the sense doors, you eat something like we say, eat and live because tomorrow you die anyway. Okay, maybe you hear this sentence from people. You do enjoy the life because anyway tomorrow you will die. What is important? Okay, so the Buddha said that I was everything joyful for me 29 years, but it was not really giving me the real happiness. And then he left home and he became ascetic. To the other extreme, he almost killed himself. He was walking on fires and sleeping on torch himself in the jungles or whatever. But also this one, he was not given it was not giving him any happiness. So when he was sitting under the tree of the Bodhi tree, he find what he called the middle way, the Machima Patipata. Okay? And what is the middle way? He said the middle way is right view. Okay? What does mean right view? Right view is to understand the Four Noble Truths. This is the things what we was reading today. He explained exactly. First, we have to understand that there is a suffering. Okay? Suffering from coming, what we don't get what we want. Suffering coming because we get what we don't want. Suffering coming because we are losing our dears. Suffering coming because in the birth we want baby, it's not coming to us. We don't want baby, it's coming to us. Okay? We are getting old. We're getting sick. There is a dying. Okay? There is a sadness, sorrow. The Buddha said actually everything what is here, it's potential for suffering. Okay? We have something joyful and this is finished. We are suffering. Okay? So all these things, the Buddha said that if we don't understand that there is suffering, so we don't do anything which motivate us to change our life. So this is first things what we have to understand. Second, we have to understand that the suffering coming because of the ignorance, the Buddha said, because of attachment. We have three kinds of attachment. One kind of attachment is attachment to be alive, attachment to be someone, to be something. Okay? If I give example when you are in the airplane moving, everybody immediately holding. Maybe in the car, they don't want accidents. No dangers will come to us. We want to be important. Maybe I want to be president. I want to be soldier. I want to be something important. I want to be that my name will be written, that I give donation and everybody will know. Maybe I publish books and everybody will remind me after I die. Okay? I want to have children. Okay? I want to have something that people will know about me before. Maybe I make some important things to the humanity, so everybody can remember Phra Ajarn was a very important person in the past. Okay, so we have attachment to be something. This is one attachment. The Buddha called it Tana. Tana, it means thirsty, want to drink. Okay, the second is attachment not to be. It's called Vibhava. It's enough. This pain is too much. I don't want anymore. When the timer is going to ring, why never finish? Oh, maybe I will be sick in the morning. I don't go to make examination in the school. Okay? Maybe some problem will be in the car. I don't go to look. I don't want to give lecture or whatever. Okay? People, they want something will stop. This is many people, they get psychosomatic sickness because of this. Okay, so this from skin problem, heart problem, maybe cancer or whatever, because we want things to stop. We don't want to face with the things. We want to do the things will destroy. So we call it Vibhavatana. It's an attachment not to be. Okay, this is the attachment with the disliking. And we have one more kind of attachment to the six sense doors. We have hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, and feeling. Feeling, it means touch, okay? So we like this color, we like this smell, we like this feeling, we like this sight. So we have 5: hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, and feeling, and we attach to it. This is called kammatana. Okay? So this is the second thing what the Buddha explained. The third, how to stop the suffering. To stop the suffering, if we turn off, if we make ceasing, if we stop the tan'ah, if we cut the tan'ah. And what the meaning of stopping and ceasing and turning off? To blow off the candle, like this means nirodha. It means nirvana. It means if we can make nirodha to nirvana, to the attachment, then the suffering will stop. And then the fourth is how to do it. How to do it? By the middle way. So the first line of the middle way is to understand this. We call 4 noble truths. Suffering, reason of the suffering is the ignorant. End of suffering is stopping of the ignorant, okay, cutting the ignorant. And how to do it? Eightfold Path, which I continue now. So this is the first line. Second, it's right thinking. We have to think positive. We have to think how to help ourselves, how to help other people, not how to hurt each other, how to take revenge, okay? So this is important, the thinking also, right thinking. This is the second line from the Eightfold Path. But it's still only not enough. The third line, it's mean right speech. Right speech is mean to tell the truth. When you promise something, you make it. Not to divide people, not gossiping, not harsh speech, to speak bad about someone, cursing or whatever, okay? So this is mean, the next one, this is mean right speech. And then coming right action. What is right action? No killing, no stealing, no commit adultery, bad sex, okay? All these things which is not harming the people. This is also line which is important. Because if we do something bad, difficult to concentrate. We feel regret. We are fighting inside ourselves. And then coming, the next one is right livelihood. Right livelihood is mean how my work. How can I get the salary? If I'm selling weapon to kill people, it will not. Maybe I can get a lot of money, but it will not give me happiness. If I'm using, I'm doing with taking things which is not given. Okay. If I'm dealing with wrong sex, okay, then we have. If I'm dealing with the wrong speech for this, and if I'm dealing with drugs and alcohol, for example, people they sell drugs, they can be millionaires, but at the end it will create suffering on them. So people selling, like I said, weapon, animals, okay, dealing with all these bad things, alcohol, they destroy life of other people. So all these things is called wrong livelihood. And then we have right effort. Right effort is to not to let the rubbish to come into us, to protect the sense doors. For example, we don't expose to bad information. We don't, people they're looking in the internet, different bad things, okay, whatever. They're spoiling the mind with all this bad, again and again, the war, and again and again, I don't know, whatever. So we have to protect our sense doors, not to let the bad things to come inside. Then we have to clean the things that are already inside. For example, we have anger, worry, doubt. We have to acknowledge and to clean it out. Then we have to start to develop good things. And the last one is to continue to cultivate the good things. So this is we call right effort. It's a great effort to prevent from bad things to come inside, to take out the bad things that are already inside, to start to develop good and to cultivate the good. Okay, and then the next one coming, the line which is called right mindfulness. Right mindfulness, it means four foundations of mindfulness. To be mindful about our body when we are walking, sitting, standing, laying down, when we do the small things like touching, turning, rising, lowering, okay, stretching. So this is mindfulness for the body. Then we have mindfulness for the feeling. Liking, disliking, neutral. We have to know. Now I have happy feeling. Now I have disliking. Now I'm neutral. Then we have mindfulness for our mind. When we're thinking, judging, memory, planning, and then we have mind object, which is the anger, worry, doubt, lazy, craving, all this volition in the mind. And of course, we have six sense doors: hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, feeling, and thinking. So right mindfulness, it means to know what happened to us in the four foundations of mindfulness. And then coming the last from the Eightfold Path, it's the right concentration. Right concentration is to bring eye concentration, but moment by moment, moment by moment. For example, when we make turning, 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 every moment like this, it's one concentration. This is finished. Now, new concentration, turning, turning, turning. We don't just focus on one point. We know, oh, thinking coming, another moment of concentration. Or hearing coming, another moment of concentration. So we develop concentration by moment by moment. Now you see this Eightfold Path, okay? The first one is the Four Noble Truths. So if you know how the symbols of the Buddhism, it's a wheels, okay? The Buddha turned the wheels of Dharma. And sometimes the wheels, it's divided by 4. Sometimes the wheels divide by 8. Because the 8 and the 4, it's the same thing. Inside the Eightfold Path, the first one is the Four Noble Truths. Inside the Four Noble Truths, the last Four Noble Truths is the Eightfold Path. So actually they are inside each other. Now the Buddha said to the monks that as long as he didn't not understand it inside this Eightfold Path and the Four Noble Truths, he still didn't get enlightened. But in the moment that he understood it fully, in all the way, all the aspects, then he got enlightened. Then he could declare that he's a Buddha and he don't have any birth anymore. He cut the reincarnations anymore. So in the moment that Kundanya, he was just hearing this teaching, he was so clever to understand immediately, and he became Sotapan immediately. It means Sotapan is in the first stage. Okay? Now, the next day, they start the rainy season. It means tomorrow, it will start the rainy season. In the rainy season, all the monks, they have to stay in one place. From tomorrow, we are the monk. Wherever we start tomorrow, we have to stay for 3 months because the rainy season is for 3 months. So from tomorrow, we have to stay in one place for 3 months. This is the Buddha said to the monk. One reason is that when we are walking in India, the monks, they used to walk on the fields. So many creatures on the floor. So the monk might kill them. Okay? So the Buddha said, don't walk because you might kill animals. Second is because the people, they are growing the fields. So they are working. They are very busy on working. But if they see the monk, they invite the monk, oh, can you come give us Dharma talk or whatever? And then they forget the work. So they something like disturb the monks. So that's why the Buddha said to the monk, you have to stay 3 months on one place. Where you start the rainy season, in Thai we say Pansa. In Pali we say Basa. It's come from the word of Basa, water, rainy season. Now, in the full moon, like today, the Buddha gave them the first teaching. Kundanya became Sotapan. And then the next day, Pansa started. day by day, they was practicing. All the other 4 ascetics, they was practicing. And they became every day another one, Sotapan, 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 day by day. It means that after 4 days, they became 5 Sotapan. Okay? And after this, on the 5th day of the rainy season, the Buddha gave them another teaching, which called the Sutta of the Non-Self, Anattalakkhana Sutta. When all these monks, they was hearing this, the second Sutta, they all immediately became Arahant, enlightened. It means that on the 5th day, the Buddha was enlightened, and another 5 monks became enlightened. Altogether, 6 monks enlightened. After a few days, it was one man, very rich person. He was in Varanasi. His name was Yasa. And Yasa, he was so rich, but when he saw all the dancers, all the people celebrating, it bring him some kind of depression. He said, what's the meaning of this? What it will give us, all this dancing and all these things? And then he so much forgot himself. He was so rich, he had golden shoes. So he ran to look for the Buddha. And in the moment that he come nearby the Buddha saw him and he come and say, come Yasa, come. Here there is no sorrow and sadness. And the Buddha teach him the Dharma. So Yasa became Sotapan. Now, the father and the mother of Yasa, they noticed, oh, our son ran away. Where is our son? So the mother said to the father, go look for your son. So the father started to look. How we know where is Yasa? He looks for the steps of the golden shoes. So he run till he come nearby the Buddha. The Buddha make a power of concentration that the father cannot see the son. So the Buddha asked the father of Yasa, what you are looking? What you looking for? So the father said, I'm looking for my son. The Buddha give him lecture. In the moment that the Buddha give him lecture, the father became Sotapan. Yasa became enlightened. So now another enlightened monk, and the father immediately can see the son, but he will not ask the son to come back because he is already Sotapan. He himself, disciple of the Buddha. So what he had done, he asked the Buddha with his students to come and to take lunch the next day in his home. And the Buddha come to the house of the father of Yasa, and when he visit there, he give Dharma talk. So another 54 friends of Yasa, they joined to the Buddha, they became enlightened. So it means that in these 3 months, the first 3 months of the Buddha, he had 60 enlightened monks. They finished the Pansa, the rainy season, the first rainy season, 60 enlightened monks. At the end, the Buddha told them, go monk, go, but don't go together, go one by one. So people, you can spread the Dharma. They became the 60 missionaries monks. Also the Buddha go to different directions. So this is how the Buddhism start to spread like this. Slowly, more and more people join. Any questions? Anyone want to ask something? Refer to this, refer to other things.
Thank you. Sorry again.
Yeah. And you wanted to ask something?
Yes, about right concentration.
Yeah.
What does it mean to... I didn't understand what does it mean to concentrate moment by moment.
You see, in Vipassana, we are coming to understand ourselves, okay? We're coming to know about our behavior, about our life, how we are, okay? Something I give you example. Suppose you are in the room. I want to teach you, you come to my room, or I don't know, you're in your room, okay? And I want to teach you about your room, okay? Now, look at the window. Look at the window.
Okay.
Look at the window. Look at the window. I teach you about your room. I give you presentation about your room, so you can easily recognize your room. Look at the window. Huh? Look at the window. Look at the window. Look at like this. You can understand your room. Now I teach you another way. Okay? Look at the window. Look at the book. Look at the light. Look at your friend. Look at the mirror. You see what I'm doing now. How can I teach you the room? I'm jumping from one object to another object. This is kanika. This is moment by moment. The first one, the first exercise I've done, I did 1 point. I all the time send you to 1 point. Window, 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 window. If you look in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, how can you understand yourself? You build concentration. But if you know rising, you know falling, you know that you are sitting, you know that you are thinking, you know that you was hearing, you know that again rising, you know pain, you know feeling, then you know many things about yourself. This is moment by moment. If you in, out, it's only 1 point. It's called eka, like one. Like, but this is jumping from one object to another object, moment by moment, moment by moment. This is called in Pali kanika, momentary concentration. When you do turning, it's 1 moment. Turning, it's another moment. Turning, it's another moment. Rising, it's another moment, another moment. So this is, we're building the concentration, but in many, many objects. Like this, you can understand yourself. But if only in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, you never want to look at your pain. You never want to look at your anger. You never look at other things. How can you recognize yourself?
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Any other one? Good. So if no question, I say thank you very much. I appreciate, and I wish for all of you to find the real happiness. Let's pay respect again to the Buddha.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu.
Utami. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddham Bhagavantam Abhivademi. Sawakato Bhagavata Namo Dhammam Namasami. Supatitanno Bhagavato Savakatanto Sannamam. Thank you very much. And hopefully we see you next Buddha Day.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Ajahn. Bye.
Bye.